Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric Nam, and I don't know about you guys, but I like being early to trends. I don't like being late to the party, well, unless I'm fashionably late. But when it comes to trends, you gotta be early, right? You wanna be the first early adopter because then you're in, you're cool, right? And I wanna let you know about something that's super cool, super happening right now, and it's called Mindset. Now, you've probably heard me talk about Mindset before, but if you haven't checked it out, you need to check it out because everybody's doing it, and it's really, it's just the cool place to hang out, right? So if you don't know what Mindset is an application that we have created here at Dive Studios, and it is a platform that has stories from some of your favorite artists, their most intimate, deep, personal stories about life that they've never shared anywhere else, including myself. And for me, I talk about things that I've never shared. I can't tell you what it is here because then I would be, I can't. It's on Mindset. But I want you guys to check it out because we created this so that it was a resource and a place for both artists and fans to connect about topics that are more serious, that are very personal, that are intimate, that can't be and shouldn't be done in a light manner. So if you go into the application, you guys will be able to hear stories that I think you will be able to relate to, but you will also find, hopefully, encouragement, inspiration, feel uplifted, feel related to. And there's just a lot of great content on there. Now, there's also a great thing called boosters, and boosters are like shorter form things where there's even like a wake me up where I pretend like I'm your coach in life, and it's a little embarrassing, but I also had a lot of fun doing it because I just thought it was a fun way to wake people up, Getting up in the morning, if you're a little sleepy, don't worry, I got your back. I'm yelling at you, I'm walking you through some exercises, I'm screaming at you and making you smile. So, we have the emotional, sentimental, real deep content, and then we also have the fun stuff that you can use every day in your daily life. So please check it out. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys can start listening right now. Just download the app. It's at Get Mindset, G-E-T, Mindset, MINDSET.com, or go to the App Store and look for Mindset by Dive Studios. And if you can, please leave us a rating and a review. 5 stars, because it really does help us. We really put so much into it, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. And we're here to enjoy it and share it with you guys as well. So please check it out. Love you guys. Now back to your show.
On this week's Nonsensible podcast.
If your mind is rigid, solid, then it can shatter, it can break. That's why your soul has to be like water.
Yeah, but the cool kids who did it, they were mega cool.
Saul's Goodies.
Saul's Goodies.
What are the nudity guidelines on TikTok?
Pretty sure you can wear bikinis.
This is Nonsensible.
Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Nonsensible with Dave.
Sam.
I miss Vine. TikTok sucks.
TikToks is the worst.
TikTok sucks. You
I
know what
hate
doesn't
TikTok.
suck? Our guest.
DeadlyJimmy.
Jimmy.
What were you saying about people on TikTok being creative?
I feel like the most not creative people succeed the most on TikTok. Like the videos that people are making on TikTok are videos that I would make if like the point of the joke was, hey, look, I'm not creative, but I think I am, and I'm on TikTok. And that's the shit that does well.
It's so cringy. Some of these skits and everything on TikTok are so cringy. I cannot stand. And I used to think I was thinking for a while, maybe it's because I'm getting old and I don't understand. But I would have hated it 15 years ago. I would have hated it just as much as I hate. I probably would have hated it more when I was younger because I was even more cynical and more of a bad person back then.
My heart is pounding. I'm so angry right now.
You were a lot more cynical.
Yeah,
You've become a lot less cynical.
Yeah, I was really mean. But
Is it just that people's attention spans are getting less and less?
yeah, absolutely.
Like TikTok is 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Like it just seems like
1 minute max.
it just seems like everything's is shorter and shorter and shorter.
Maybe the influencers are like, I know that no one's going to watch this more than once, and they're only going to look at it for 10 seconds, so I should just make 1,000 of these right now. Who gives it?
Fun fact though, Jimmy
I
Blew
have-
up on TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons he got so big.
What a way to start the
I bet your
episode.
but I bet his TikTok is awesome.
It's just content.
Yeah. What
But
I
he's-
do is I pretty much cropped like 10-minute bits of my actual YouTube videos and turn them into like, a short TikTok videos.
Yeah.
And some of them went really well. And for the longest time, so I started my YouTube channel like a year and a half ago, not long ago. And for the longest time, it didn't get any traction. And I was like, oh man. So it was like a desperate attempt to like get any kind of new viewership.
Mhm.
And I just uploaded a few of my new TikTok videos using existing videos, and some of it went well, and it grew my YouTube channel to a point where I can kind of like keep the ball rolling.
Nice. What are the nudity guidelines on TikTok?
Pretty sure you can wear bikinis.
What about you taking off your shirt?
Oh,
and
I've done that. I've done that.
See, I got kicked off of TikTok my first day.
This is why he's so angry.
This is why I'm mad.
What'd you do?
My first TikTok video got like 10,000 views, and I thought I was going to sleep a TikTok star. And I wake up and my account has been erased.
Yeah,
What
woke
have you
up.
done?
Woke
I
up.
took off my clothes in a hotel room and covered my stuff with a big wine bottle. It was New Year's Eve. That's what guys do.
A lot of that, my understanding is a lot of it just gets picked up. It's just automatic. Like it's not people going through and even like pressing a button and saying, I want to report this. It's just like almost in the not the analytics. What's
The algorithm.
Algorithm just picks it up automatically
Mhm.
and just bans it.
Yeah. Or it could have been like, certain people like looking at it and going, we need to report this. We need to report this DeadlyJimmy guy.
Well, in Saul's situation, I actually
Yeah, you needed to get banned. That was really inappropriate.
I saw that video
Was
and
it?
I actually thought I saw something I shouldn't have seen.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I actually thought
Yeah.
I saw something that could have scarred me for life. And then he actually had to inform me that it wasn't, I didn't see what I
needed to get
thought I'd
banned.
seen.
You needed to get banned. You deserve to get banned.
Because it was the cheap way to get a bunch of followers.
You needed that life lesson, my friend.
All right, no
That's
more
not
wine
the way
bottles.
that's not the way to get fans, followers, likes.
No more wine bottles covering up my deadly Jimmy.
Yeah. See, you're
You're Deadly Johnson.
that is you were just the prime example of why you dislike TikTok.
Yeah.
You-
Creativity at
Yeah.
its finest.
No, yeah. At its worst. Lowest
it
common
was-
denominator.
It was
Lowest
not
common
classy.
denominator.
It was just grotesque and
Yeah.
Cheap.
cheap.
Well,
Yeah.
when I had to use the reference because earlier he brought up STDs, but he kept talking afterwards. I was about to be, deadly Jimmy.
There are things that I like about TikTok though.
Way to change the subject. Okay.
What
do you
is-
like about TikTok?
It's the fair, like, I like how the algorithm works.
Mhm.
Like, you can be a complete newbie with zero video, and you could upload something, and if you get good viewer retention, like if people actually care to watch it, like maybe watch it a couple times, then the video can blow up. Whereas like on Instagram or on YouTube, that will, that's very unlikely to happen.
Yeah.
So as long as people like your stuff, it'll go well. Also, if you have a pre-established account, if people don't watch your stuff, it's not going to do well. So I think it's fair in a way.
They have a good
Yeah,
algorithm.
The exposure system is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about this then? Because it seems like Twitter and Instagram are trying to get in on the game they've brought in similar
Reels.
reels on Instagram. I can't think of what the name is it is for on Twitter, but Twitter's got a similar system in play now.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's going to make them more competitive? Do you think that's going to
Well, I think it deserves a good competition though. YouTube also has this thing called shorts now.
Yeah.
Under 1 minute. It's supposed to be
YouTube does?
Yeah, they created shorts, YouTube shorts.
yeah, it's still in beta. I don't know how well it's gonna go.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
The OGs don't like it?
It's not that the OGs don't like it. Here's my problem with shorts.
so before you go ahead, is Shorts, in your opinion, is it something that's focused on the mobile platform, or is it something that's also going to work on a
Obviously,
PC platform?
Obviously mobile. The problem with shorts, though, is you upload these shorts with the hashtag shorts or whatever, and it goes up on your YouTube channel library like a normal video. So you have like your full nice video, and then you have some oh my god, cell phone quality video
Mhm.
like in between, and it just looks bad.
They need to separate them.
They need to separate them. It looks bad. I would do it if it wouldn't taint my channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what a lot of people
What?
do is they create a
Is
new
that
channel.
word inappropriate? Oh,
So they create a second channel just for shorts, which is something that
That's a
I'm
good
actually
idea, yeah.
I'm trying to do that too.
maybe
That'd be a
maybe a
good
shorts channel.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What is that? Salute your shorts. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Salute your shorts, and Clarissa explains it all.
I loved Salute Your Shorts.
What is that?
It was just a
It's an
really
old
dope Nickelodeon
TV
show.
Yeah. Do you remember Pete and Pete?
Dude, that's what my first rap group was named after. My first rap group I ever had was called Endless Mike because of Endless
Pete-
Mike Hellstrom.
yeah.
That was probably the best show. That and Ren and Stimpy were the best shows on Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Pete and Pete was so good.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, Jimmy, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you like streaming?
Do I like streaming? Yes and no. Well, I said this earlier, but I don't think I make the best streamer. I don't think I have what it takes to be the superstar streamer. Now, let me
Why?
explain this. Let me explain this. So, to become a great streamer on Twitch, this is just my personal opinion. You got to be either two of these, either one of these two. One, you're an insanely good pro level gamer. Like you're like a professional level gamer.
You are.
Which I'm
right?
not. No,
No.
I'm like an
No.
average person,
Ah, okay.
and or maybe below average. Or two, you're just a beautiful, preferably a girl. You know, it's just the way things are monetized and the viewer retention works. Because who would want to? Let's just say I'm a pretty funny person. When I talk, I'm pretty charming, and people like to hear me, tell
Facts.
stories. Yeah, yeah, facts. But people aren't going to stick around. If it's a new person, it takes time for people to sit down and go, oh, this Jimmy guy is pretty funny. They're not going to wait for that long. They're not going to sit around and go, okay, let's wait for this guy to talk and see if he says anything funny. They're gonna move to a channel that gives them like an instant pleasure, or like something like beauty is an instant pleasure, right? Or something like pro level gameplay. It's something to learn. There's something to learn, and their gameplay is just satisfying to watch. So the way algorithm would work on me is probably not the best. Also, the way it's monetized, they're gonna have to want to like throw money at you and get your attention, and the viewers would appreciate.
Maybe you should take your top off.
Maybe I should.
Do you never Twitch topless?
You can't.
You
You
can't.
TOS.
You can. So it's you're not allowed to
Be topless on Twitch.
because of your nipples.
Maybe that's why
But
I'm
you're
not
allowed
banned from TikTok.
Go ahead.
I should have put tape on my nipples for my TikTok video.
You're
That
allowed
was
to
the
be
least of your
topless if you go
issues.
to a pool, right?
Yes. So if you're in a swimming environment,
Cool.
so that's why a lot of people do this whirlpool, like hot tub streams, because we're in a hot tub. We're just dancing in a hot tub. So that makes it completely legal.
Oh, with bikinis too. You can only wear a bikini if
you
there's
can wear
swimming involved.
Yeah, you can wear bikinis in a hot tub and talk to people. Hey guys, a $500 and I'll do like, I'll do things or I'll sell things.
Yeah.
I'll say things.
What if it's like an inflatable pool?
You can, because it's
So-
just you're enjoying that.
Deadly Jimmy, I've got it.
So you could
You're
get
gonna
an
put an inflatable pool on your roof, and you're gonna wear a bikini while you Twitch.
you get an inflatable pool in your room and play games while in an inflatable pool.
I'm actually gonna try to do that one day, just to make
So
just to prove a point.
Yeah.
I can do this if I
You should
wanted
do
to.
it. I love it. Do you have a roof at your house?
I don't, but I can do it in my living room. I don't care.
I got a roof. If you need a roof, come on over.
Okay.
My Wi-Fi is also really fast, 5G.
I don't know if Wi-Fi is going to cut it.
Why?
You might want a cable Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi and streaming generally don't work.
Unless you use your phone.
What?
God.
Why doesn't Wi-Fi work with streaming?
Generally you want to like have it.
Oh, a
connected to
stable
the-
connection?
Yeah.
Stable connection.
Yeah.
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 Wi-Fi is usually not good. If you're gonna use your phone or something, you need to use your data.
Yeah.
My intricate plot to get DeadlyJimmy in a bikini on my rooftop
Yeah.
requires an Ethernet cable. Rats.
In terms of your viewership, what kind of viewership would you say you have?
So I think for any
Demographics.
Demographics wise, I think for most channels, I think it'd be dominantly male and somewhere in like teenage to like early 20s, mid 20s. I think for any channel that would apply. That's why these female streamers monetize the channels much better. It's nothing that they should be ashamed of. It's good for them. Not so great for me, but
Okay, so what is it? So you were saying that females are incredibly good gamers, tend to kind of get a lot more traction.
they don't have to be good gamers. Better if they're good gamers.
But for you, what do you think it is that attracts so many? And you have a lot of fans. What is it that draws fans to you?
Well,
Obviously, you have a great personality.
Great hair.
Oh yes, 100%. No, I think most people that watch me stream are from my YouTube channels. So YouTube is a little different. They're gonna give you a little more time. They're gonna actually sit around and watch the entire video a lot of the times, and they'll be like, "Hey, this Jimmy guy is pretty funny. Maybe I'm gonna go and watch him stream." So those people would stick around. If they discovered me on Twitch, I don't know how many of them would stay, but I'm guessing most of them would be like, "Why am I watching this guy? He's not even that good," you know.
So it's a different. Okay, so it's a different platform has a completely different dynamic to
Right.
what the okay.
Right.
Now I understand.
But once they understand and once they, once they possibly like my personality, then they're gonna want to watch my stream. But if they have no knowledge about me, then it's gonna be hard to sell.
I know you guys. Both you have never really been on Twitch, right?
I've never been on.
You've never,
just as a viewer,
but you not too much,
streaming.
right?
Okay, yeah, very rarely.
Yeah. Typically, a lot, most 90% of the time, being a good gamer is not really necessary on the platform. A lot of people aren't good gamers. A lot of people play funny games or fun games as well.
Yep.
It's a very small percentile of people who are actually good gamers. People are more interested in, like you said, visually pleasing people are very popular. People who are funny when they play games, like you said, instant what's it called? Entertainment is funny for people. Guys who are there's role-playing servers on GTA and stuff. It's not so important more than just being either very entertaining.
Good conversation.
Good conversation. When I play games, I think we've talked about this. People usually don't watch me. But when I sit there and talk like I'm doing now, my viewership goes up the roof, or when I have a guest, rather than when I play games. So I hardly play games on Twitch. Yesterday was an exception.
You guys did one together?
Yeah,
we do it all the time. We
play games all the time.
All the time. Like, I talk to this guy more than I talk to most people.
Wow. On Twitch.
Well, we have a Discord server, just off stream, on stream. We play a lot of games.
Yeah, a little too much.
A little too much. Like I said, it's really starting to get detrimental to my health and my career. So
Really?
we both need to take gaming down a little bit.
Yeah, I need to retire from playing Rust.
Yeah.
It's destroying me.
Yeah, Rust was...
But every time you play a game, do you stream?
Oh, not necessarily. Sometimes we just play off the stream.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah,
because
there's
we're just
like no-
wasting
You might
time.
as well be.
Yeah.
Right?
I was going to say that's kind of what you've based your career on, is playing games.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to stream it, it's kind of like
Yeah. It's some of the games are like hard to create content out of, but I still enjoy it. I want to play.
Is there a game for you that you just as much as you love to play it, you can never make content off it?
Rust is one of them. Yeah.
Really?
Rust.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of content on Rust on YouTube.
You have to really plan it out, and you have to either be really good at the game because one, it's so easy to run into trolls, racists, or people who are just really horrible people, and two, like half the game is just farming. and chopping wood and building. It's those weird or off chance, but you can never predict it. You know, you can have a day where nothing happens, or you can have a day.
But you could be farming and get like attacked, and then it's fun.
So this game is like anarchy. You can have you build your own base, you farm your own stuff. People can
You can raid other people's
you
bases.
raid other people's base. It's like
The Sims for
war.
Vikings.
Yeah,
For war.
but it's like guns and stuff. Like
It's like Sims for psychopaths.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Sims-
I like that.
It's kind of like
Dude, you
Mad
should
It's
try
a
it.
fun game. It's a
It's a
fun
really
game.
fun
That
game,
sounds
but
cool.
It's like Mad Max version of The Sims.
yeah. Mad Max beats the Sims, dude.
Whoa, that sounds cool.
Oh, dude, it's really popular. Rust.
It's crazy. It's like no holes barred.
There's no rules or anything. Literally, you can do whatever you want to anybody.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want to anybody too. It's
Wow.
crazy.
You start with like just a rock or a stick, and you can just beat someone to death with that from the get go.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That actually sounds
And you
cool.
end up with C4 and stuff if you get really like later on, get big and you have a whole like compound base. You can raid smaller bases, ruin other people's. Like, let's say you just started, you finally built your house. If you're a bigger compound, you can just go ruin people's days.
Wow.
It's insane.
Is that the game that you had that awesome rant against the racist guy on?
Oh no, that's Valorant.
That's Valorant.
Yeah,
Oh,
Valorant.
That was cool.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Like I like meeting all these mean people on video games because they give me content.
Yeah.
But I mean, your personality is just so, like, I mean, so many people, so many people would just be so taken aback by that. And
He's ready for it.
yeah, it just like,
It's like, oh, this guy's screen name is Will Rise again. let's attack him.
I mean, it just seems like you're just such a positive person and you just took it in your stride and just, yeah. Like I saw that video and I'm like, this Jimmy guy is like the coolest guy I've ever seen on the internet, the way he dealt with it.
Mhm.
And it's just like, wow, I love this guy already.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you all those mean comments or even YouTube comments, they can be mean, or people in the chat. But if you take it to your heart, then of course it's gonna hurt you. But I don't know. Like these are the way I see it. These people are victims of themselves. They're 100% unhappy in real life. That's why they're doing that. And I don't think it comes out of their true like hatred for people of color. I think it's just their way of expressing their
Internal frustration.
yeah. It's them screaming.
And they're usually like little kids too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's what I was going to say about like the whole, whether you think that like it's gone too far, like cancel culture and everything, or if you think it's just right, whatever it is, I think it's good that people are talking about racism because it's going to make parents talk to their kids about it,
right.
Even the like the parents with like the best intentions weren't telling their kids about that kind of
Right.
like before or teaching boys like how to behave
Right.
around girls,
Yeah,
It was just like something that like we never really talked about as a society in America, right?
yeah,
And now you're crazy if you don't tell your kid like you need to listen, you need to get consent before you do anything with a girl. You need to like never treat people or call them a name because they're different. They look different than you. So I think that's good.
yeah.
Right?
As much as I don't like the cancel culture, I think it's good that there's some shame involved, like public shame involved in like doing that you rightfully should be ashamed of, right?
It has to go to the extreme for it to make any kind of change moving the middle
Right.
in the right direction.
Yeah.
right?
I just don't like it when people get on Twitter just to prove that they're in this moral higher ground.
Yeah.
you know?
Virtue signaling.
I found this person and he's a bad person.
Yeah.
That makes me a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, the goalposts have certainly moved in a direction that I don't necessarily agree with, but I do think it has changed the dynamics of society because growing up, it was just, parents never talked about it. It was just you have to find out the hard way. You have to find out about it. It was just, through life experience was learning all of these issues. People never told you. You weren't hearing it from not just your parents. People, teachers at school weren't educating you. No one was educating you about any of these issues. which in reality, I think we definitely needed to be educated about. Now, the younger generation is definitely getting educated about all of these issues. So I hope that for the next generation, life's going to become a little bit easier for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's also becoming hard for them because their life now is a popularity contest.
That's true.
Yeah, like imagine being a little kid now. Imagine being a fat little boy in Canada who doesn't speak English, going to school, and you find out that I have like 2 followers on TikTok. And this popular kid in school has a measurable, I don't know, 100,000 followers on TikTok, and he's like popular. Does that mean like he's like 500, like, 50,000 times more popular than me?
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm going to play devil's advocate for your point. When I was a kid, people who were good at video games or people who liked video games or anime or that kind of culture were considered losers and nerds. And I'm sure even more when you were a kid, comic book nerds, D&D nerds and stuff like that. But now, you know, like you're up to date with anime, you kill it at games, you're cool.
Well, the dynamics have changed. It used to be just athletes.
Yeah.
Athletes were put on a pedestal, but now you have all these different subcultures.
That's cool though.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
And it used to be
I wish it was like that.
It used to be pop culture. It used to be athletes. Now it's split. You can have so many different genres of music, and people that are involved in that subculture appreciate people of those genres of music. Same with athletes, whether it's, pro gamers are up there with pro athletes as well. So I think because of that, it's changed a lot. But it is true to some extent that now you have, even with Clubhouse now, there's all these different platforms, and it is a popularity contest to some extent. And kids are kind of like, look how many followers I have. And the next platform pops up, but in 10 years, what's the next thing going to be? But I think, like Dave said, there's other things outside of
football Brad quarterback. Yeah.
yeah. It's
cheerleader
not,
Vanessa.
It's not that important as it used to be anymore.
Yeah, it's opened up different ways of becoming cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Man, I would have been so cool.
Well, even like back when I was younger, the drama club or, being in the school musical, stuff like that was not cool. But these days it's, it's a lot cooler. Being involved in the arts at school is a lot cooler than what it used to be.
That must have been rough. That must have been really rough for kids like in the early 90s, late 80s. Who were like really deep into those, subcultures and
if we wonder why like the mega stars are crazy, maybe that's why so many of the like mega stars are so crazy. We didn't know like kids were like jocks and were mean to the kids in the drama.
Yeah.
It was
department
back then. All it was athletes. Like the whole world was crazy about sports. Like everything else. Like even though you go and watch the movies and you listen to music. But when you're in school, like kids that are involved in that, it was kind of like, they're kind of weird.
Music was always cool.
Not at school though, really. They never compete with the athletes.
Yeah.
Not until after the 90s.
But Sam, like, even like, okay, for example, now Marvel is such a big thing with superheroes and stuff, but when you were a kid, something like being into like Marvel characters and stuff like that, that was like, lame, right?
Oh, yeah. Like I used to collect comic books and like going to the comic book store after school, that was like unheard of. Like kids did not go to the...
Yeah, but the cool kids who did it, they were mega cool. There were some cool kids who were into comic books and they made it really cool, I think.
Yeah, but it's also different. Like, so I started middle school 1990. So it's the generation, there's kind of a generational gap there.
Yeah.
So when I was doing it, it was like kids my age, they were going to the video arcade and playing video games, or they're going and playing sport after school, or to another essence, they're collecting sports cards. Comic books were not considered cool at all. Like after school, yeah, you're playing basketball, you're playing football. Comics?
You don't talk about it.
Yeah, unheard of. People didn't collect them. Huh? Okay. So, bladder break.
It's okay. I totally understand.
Yeah, when you get older, the bladder gets smaller. We've all been there.
Let's the rest of the podcast. Let's talk about our small bladders.
Let's not.
You know what? I'll tell you what happened on my 35th birthday. My bladder got this much smaller.
Every year.
Every damn year, this bladder of mine.
There's medication for it. You can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it stops it from getting smaller.
Talk about not being cool. We're over here talking about how our bladders are shrinking.
Used to be able to hold gallons.
I don't know. I've ever since, like, thinking back in retrospect, I used to be the biggest beer drinker. And you know what they say? As soon as you break the seal, you're backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
For some reason, whenever I drank beer, like once that seal was broken, it was always backwards and forwards to the bathroom. And like once you stop drinking beer, like that experience just for some reason disappears.
Oh, yeah.
It's something, it's specific to beer.
Really? Well, I think it's just you're drinking copious amounts of liquid. Like, I don't care how healthy you are. You can be the guy who like carries around a big jug of water. You're still not doing as much, putting as much liquid in you as you are when you're
Drinking
at a cake
beer.
party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You drink a ton. I mean, and I'm sure you drink a ton of beer.
I guess. I mean, you have to think about it realistically. Is it physically possible? Like, how much fluid can the body take?
It's wild. You can have so much.
Oh, yeah.
Like over here, I mean, especially here in Korea, when you drink a beer, when you're drinking tap beer, you're drinking half a liter of beer at a time.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I guess when you think about it like that, it is copious amounts of beer.
Yeah, you could do like 4, 5, 6 of those.
I remember drinking, the most I remember drinking as an 18-year-old, it was as soon as I turned 18, because you can drink legally in Australia and New Zealand as an 18-year-old, was 24 cans of beer in one sitting.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Dude, on my 23rd birthday, I drank 33 beers and took a photo of every single one. 33. And now I can't even drink like 2.
33
without
beers.
getting super
That is
full.
impressive.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't say that on the podcast.
That's a lot.
Do you drink?
I don't drink often. I used to. I never drank often. And these days, I just don't go out that much.
Is it for the gains?
Not really. Not really. I just don't.
But you drink. If you say let's drink, you drink, but you're just not.
Yeah.
I think we would have so much fun drinking.
I mean,
Chum Chum
yeah, I'm down to drink. But it's just, ever since I got back from the US, I never really had the chance to drink.
Yeah. Sometimes Dave and I drink and get really emotional.
Yeah. It was his birthday, and
yeah.
I called him to say happy birthday. He was blasted drunk. Dave, I love you so much. Oh man, it was sloppy, but it was adorable.
I just, some people drink and they get mad. Some people drink and they get all, I don't know. Just
You were
annoying.
adorable.
I just love the shit out of you. I'm like a puppy if I get drunk. I really just love drinking, man.
That's a good drunk.
Do you remember that conversation?
Yeah, I remember exactly where I was and everything. It was by the trash outside of this restaurant.
Okay. Just wondering. You were really
Sounds
drunk.
like the highlight of your night.
Yeah.
By the trash outside a restaurant.
Talking
I
to
had
Dave
to-
on the phone.
It was my birthday, so everyone, of course, wanted my freaking attention. So I had to like go hide from everyone so I could give Dave some time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I bet we would have some fun. We could go eat some bosom. You
Oh,
like
yeah.
bosom?
Oh, I do. Any protein I love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Jimmy eats a lot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
realized that's what my like exercise routine has been missing. Like I thought that I ate enough protein. I wasn't having enough protein.
Yeah.
You have like probably a gram of protein per
Per
pound.
pound of my. Yeah. I just eat a lot.
He eats
Yeah.
a lot, dude. This guy's.
I don't even think about it. I just, the amount of food that I can eat in one sitting, it's like,
It's crazy.
I'm ashamed of it.
It's not even. You know, usually you're just like, wow.
And you keep your 6-pack?
Well, if I go on for like days, then I won't. But
Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable.
Is it you on a strict diet?
no, not really. I pretty much eat whatever I want, and as long as I don't eat as long as I don't drink what was it, Coke?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like soda. I don't drink a lot of soda. If I do, like if I drink a lot of like sugar, then I'd be like,
And that shit messes with your mood and stuff
yeah,
too.
it's
All
so
the sugar
bad. It's
inside
so
of it.
bad for you. So one thing that I realized, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough science to back it up, but if I eat like white rice or any form of sugar for like an extended period of time, like daily consumption of like white rice, it depresses me. Like I get depression.
Really?
Yeah. But as soon as I don't, I feel better. So I don't know. I think a lot of depression. I don't know about this subject well enough, but I think a lot of the times it is possible that your depression
It's because of your diet?
it can be.
Of course.
It could be the sugar spikes, like
Right.
because you get this when you eat sugar, it spikes,
Right.
and that it gives you that high.
Yeah.
But then when you come off it incredibly quickly as well.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
like
problem.
that's where that comes from. It's just you come up really high, really quickly, but then you're coming off it really quickly as well. So it's almost like a drug, essentially.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the pharmaceutical companies being so in bed with the doctors is there are probably so many different things that people could fix by not putting trash inside of their body
Right.
every day. Like there's nothing more addicting than food. And there's so many foods that we're addicted to that are just like you're saying, even white rice can be bad for certain people, but a doctor wouldn't say that to you. They don't ask you, what have you been eating? They say like, oh, here's this pill. And it's like totally counterintuitive maybe,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Food can be really toxic.
Yeah.
It messes with me too, man.
Yeah.
Even caffeine too is horrible as well, man.
Yeah.
And we intake so much coffee.
Yeah. Imagine how many people think that they have like some sort of anxiety disorder or something like that. But the doctor isn't like, the doctor might not even ask you like, do you have 14 cups of coffee a day?
I don't drink coffee anymore. Panic attacks ended. No more panic
So
attacks.
sick. Really?
No more panic attacks. I just stopped drinking coffee and I just stopped getting panic
I
attacks.
told you that's what it was.
No, you didn't.
I told you
You told me to go get medicine, and you
No, I told you first
you gave
stop
me a
the coffee.
specific name of a pill that I should ask for if I go to the doctor.
really?
I told you first, I said you can't drink that much coffee. We talked about that so
Yeah.
many times.
Yeah, I just
How much coffee a day were you drinking though?
I was drinking about 10 to 14 cups a day.
And bro, you have
I'm
to admit, I
sorry.
told you
I'm
that.
sorry.
10 to
That's
14?
that's not human.
Yeah. And
That's
I
not
told you
humanly-
that shit.
like,
That's
Why do you think I
scary.
never slept?
Yeah, that's not like
I replaced it with Earl Grey tea.
Yeah.
which is
still caffeine, but obviously a lot
lot
less.
it
Yeah.
helps so much. I think I would sometimes do 12 a day, and that would just, man, after so it would be time to sleep. My heart would just be like,
Dude.
I would just be like, dude, I can't, panic attack. And
I'm
then-
surprised. I'm surprised your heart wouldn't be doing that after about 4 or 5 cups of
Nah,
coffee.
that's like water to me.
Well, and sometimes it felt like your heart was beating like that because you were like withdrawing from caffeine, right?
Yeah,
You would be
when I
trying not to have coffee.
if I didn't have coffee, yeah, on that the next day, I was.
So that's part of the reason why I didn't tell you to stop drinking caffeine too, because I was like, man, this motherfucker die.
But you know what's cool? I messed with coffee because I had to have a coffee because it was a meeting, and they gave me a coffee, so I had my coffee, just one coffee that day, and nothing. It just felt good.
One or two is
Yeah.
good, right?
No,
It's gotta be okay. Have you tried like
what about your sleep?
no, it's horrible still.
have you tried just drinking 1 a day, 1 or 2 a day?
It's
That-
not bad
that
as
was
long
okay?
as as long as I consciously avoid coffee, it's fine.
We used to go to like Mega Coffee. He would order 3.
No.
He would order 3 double ice Americanos, those
What?
big coffees at once. And I'll be like, bro, that's giving me a panic attack just watching you order that shit.
Damn.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm just trying to calculate. Like, hang on. 10 to 14 a day. How much money are you spending on coffee
A lot.
day?
But back in the day, like a year ago, when my body was, you remember, my body was just.
It was chiseled.
I was at a prime state. Not anymore. I'm disgusting now. But I would replace meals with coffee because coffee suppresses hunger, and I would just replace coffee with meals. I would be taking protein, creatine, and coffee, and like that would be my diet. And-
Wow.
And like maybe some like chicken breast. And I had a 6-pack and everything, and I was having panic attacks right and left.
I was going to say, you probably didn't feel great.
Oh, I
It's
felt
like
horrible.
having a
You're
panic attack, then looking in the mirror like, God damn, I look good. Back to the panic attack.
Yeah.
Sure created a new Instagram account too.
But I feel worse now, though, believe it or not, than I did back then, because I think a lot of happiness comes from your self-love, And back then I was confident, so I still felt good.
You
when
can
I
get
was-
back to that.
Yeah.
It's hard because now I'm out of shape. I'm always hungry. I feel like I don't feel good. I don't feel very good.
You can make it happen.
You okay?
Yeah, I don't feel very good.
Like
Give it-
right now? Or just-
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel
Hey,
Now that you mention it, I gotta go to the bathroom.
give him the name of another pill. Really?
No, I really just did that because I thought there's no getting him off of caffeine. And I have had some friends that have, I'm not saying that all disorders don't, some of them do need medicine, I'm sure. I'm just saying,
Absolutely.
I don't think it should be like the first thing you go to. You know what I mean? If you have like a weird diet or a caffeine dependency, maybe you could try cutting that before taking a big jump.
Just wondering, when you drink that much coffee, what color's your piss?
White,
really-
completely clear, right?
no.
We're like really dark?
It's just like yellow.
Okay.
That means you're dehydrated, right?
I was dehydrated a lot. I wasn't.
I was going to say, that would dehydrate, that much caffeine probably would dehydrate you, wouldn't it?
Sorry, Jimmy.
Sorry, we always end up on this topic of the color of Dave's urine.
Sorry about that, Jimmy.
You know,
That got dark fast.
Next time, take a photo of your
Post it on
Yeah,
Insta.
post it on Instagram.
My piss?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's against TikTok guidelines. Urine,
Not if it's in the bowl, it should be fine.
not if it's in a bikini. Not if you're wearing a bikini when you took a pee. Okay, so white rice. You're allergic to white rice. That is difficult growing up here, I'm sure.
Yeah, I actually never realized. So I think a huge part of the reason I was obese as a kid is because I had white rice every day.
That's what I was just thinking. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it's really insane.
You have an allergy.
Well, I wouldn't say it's not an allergy. It's more like I think I have like low tolerance to like carbohydrates, like simple form of carbohydrates. So if I eat a lot of sugar, white rice, I get depressed. Like when I was in the military, of course you're depressed, but I think it depressed me even more because all they had was white rice and kimchi.
And those crackers, right? Under there, there's like,
Yeah.
So do you eat a lot more brown rice now?
Yeah, I eat 100% brown rice at home.
Okay.
I try to. Well, sometimes I get like a large pizza or 2 large pizzas and just finish them all in one
you can
sitting.
eat 2 large pizzas
Dude,
at
yeah.
once. Sick.
No. You see, it's not sick. I watched him do it. It was horrifying. It was 2 large pizzas, then he had chicken, and then he had a burger. And I watched it. I was like, what? Like, aren't you full? He's like, no, I could eat more.
You must work out really hard then if your body's able to.
I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with working out. I think
He
some
just eats a
some people-
lot, dude.
yeah,
It's not even cool or impressive. That's the
it's
point where
disgusting.
I was just like, dude.
it's sickness.
2 large pizzas, a full chicken.
Yeah.
And then a,
A full
burger.
chicken?
Yeah, just a
I could do
burger.
that. I could
Yeah.
do that if I really wanted
You had a
to.
whole damn chicken?
But I'd feel horrible after that.
Wow.
Like a good amount for me is like 1 large pizza. That's like
That's standard for
Yeah.
a guy.
Really?
That's what guys do. We eat a
A
whole pizza
large
sometimes.
pizza? Really?
If you order a pizza by yourself, it's like a day off, a cheat day. You might eat a whole pizza.
I probably could. Yeah, easy. I used to down those pizza school $5 pizzas.
Oh yeah.
like nothing.
Really?
Shout out to pizza school. If you've ever been broke in Korea, you know about
Oh.
pizza. school.
Everyone
yeah.
knows about that. Was that like
I love
5,001 or
pizza
something?
Yeah,
used to be.
5,001 large
Pepperoni?
pizza school. I love
An
pizza
extra
school.
$1 or $2 for cheese crust.
That's
Yeah.
why when I see these new foreigners, they're like, "Oh, pizza school is such a pizza." Yeah, when you were here 10 years ago, that was the
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
It brought pizza to everyday people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
5,001 for a large pizza. Oh,
Well,
I don't have a Hyundai Baekwajum credit card. I don't get 79% off Domino's pizza. I need a goddamn $5 pizza from pizza school with cheese crust.
The thing, the biggest thing for me was
Let's get some
moving to
pizza school.
moving to Korea and finding out that the average price of a pizza was like 30,000 won. Like
Unless you have
30
that card.
Well, like so, it's like $30 for a pizza. Are you kidding me? Why are pizzas so damn expensive? It's dough, cheese, tomato sauce, and like some pepperoni.
And if you make your own dough, it's cheap as
It
hell.
it shouldn't really be that expensive.
Yeah, I think it's just a novelty thing. Like it's been expensive the whole time, so we'll just keep it expensive.
That's what I don't get. Like, and then pizza school comes in and they're like, we're gonna do it for 5,001, and then like, yeah.
And they're
Thank
still
you.
making 50% profit because it costs like, especially if you're a big restaurant, you can make a pizza for $1. $1.50, I bet. Seriously, it's so cheap.
Let's get some pizza school.
I want some goddamn pizza.
Let's get some pizza school.
We're grown up now. I don't need pizza school that much.
Dude, I know, but just for old time's sake, just
Next time we're on the pod, and those pickles.
and those pickles with the sweet pickles and the generic garlic sauce. The potato pizza from pizza school.
Oh,
Or yeah.
You know what I would love to do?
bath
Since
in
I
that
love
garlic.
pizza so much, I would love to start like a pizza franchise. What do you think? Deadly Pizza.
I was thinking
Deadly
when
pizza.
Corona. Oh, I like that. When Corona first started, dude, I made 52 pizzas like over like 3 months. I was trying to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
That's why I like kind of knew the
Yeah.
the price and shit. Because it's so cheap to make.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's feel like you got some soul.
Yeah.
really? You started making pizzas?
I made 52, yeah.
See, you've got the right name. Is Saul? Like Saul's a good name to
Yeah.
start a pizza place.
My boy was asking me to do like a pop-up at his restaurant called Solly's.
Really?
That sounds like
Sounds like Polly's.
Solly. You know, Bally's, brother. Solly.
Even Saul Goode's. Saul Goode's Pizza.
Goodies.
Saul's goodies.
Saul's Goodies.
What do they have? Candies?
What kind of pizzas were you making?
Deadly Jimmy pizzas.
What kind of pizza? What flavors were you making?
I'm I'm pretty simple with pizzas, so I would just do like margarita pizzas or pepperoni, whatever. But I don't go crazy with pizzas.
Make me a pie sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
I
Hey,
learned a ton of stuff about
Really?
making pizza.
Really? Yeah, okay.
It's a hard thing to make. Perfect.
Make me a pizza.
Okay.
Make me a
Jesus
pizza.
Christ, Sam.
No.
I'll make you a pie, and I'll bring you a pie. All right.
Make me a
Sam?
pizza.
You don't got to tell me twice. I'm bringing pies.
Make me a pizza. Let's have it. Let's taste this pizza. Let's see if it's any good, and let's see where we can go from there.
Do we have an oven or a microwave here?
What, you making pizza in a microwave?
I'm not making the pie in the microwave. I'm gonna bring it here and reheat it for the fellas.
Oh.
Okay.
And for dive people, I'll do it.
Yeah, let's see.
I haven't made one in a while. That sounds fun.
Let's see if we can go into business together.
Mhm.
Any other future business ventures you're seriously considering though?
Oh, so the thing about me being on YouTube and Twitch, I actually don't enjoy I don't want to become a famous person. I don't want to become a known figure. I don't want people to go, "Oh, are you like Jimmy?" I don't really want that, but fame is something that you could kind of leverage to get things done. Get whether it's like, maybe you want to publish a book, maybe you want to write something, or maybe you're an artist, you draw pictures, you do paintings. Fame is something that you can leverage to sell those. It's a great marketing tool.
Mhm.
I'm just building my marketing tool. There are things that I want to do. I have great ambitions as a creator, as a creative mind. I want to create movies. I want to write script for it.
Oh wow.
I want to write a bestseller sci-fi. I'm kind of a weird guy. In my D drive, I have a bunch of like short sci-fi stories.
Cool.
And those are the things that I really want to do.
So to you, building your social media presence is just a tool to really push things that you
Right,
care about and want to pursue.
right. And it's one way of letting people know what kind of person I am, because you guys can kind of see I talk in real life like I talk in stream.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't try to like put up a fake personality and be like, "Hey guys, I love you guys so much."
Because f- them.
Guys, thank you guys so much. Without you guys, I am nothing. Well, without those people, I am actually nothing.
Yeah.
But still,
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask you, are you as confident as you appear?
I don't know if I appear confident, but
Oh, you do.
You do, bro. You ooze
Yeah,
confidence.
Super confident.
Yeah, you do appear very confident.
I don't know. But I always have a delusional self belief. If I feel like I can do it, I have to do it.
Yeah.
That's why I write sci-fi. One day, one of those become a New York bestseller.
Mm-hmm.
One day.
So you are as confident as you.
Whether that comes true or not, like I don't know. But
Mhm.
I would you know what though? Like the thing that I learned from being on YouTube as a, kind of a nobody. I have no I have no celebrity prior to this. Like I was like a known figure. You can always like create different strategies. There's always different approach to like getting things done, reaching your goal. You don't you want to become a famous YouTuber. You don't just get on YouTube and hope that one day it goes well. I think if something doesn't work out, you sit down and you think again. There has to be a way to make it work. Like to me, there was like TikTok and, maybe this game doesn't work. Maybe I should talk a certain way. Maybe I should show this side of me rather than this side of me.
Yeah.
Always make different plans. I like to quote. So this is why I call myself Uncle Jimmy sometimes. I like to give away like kind of stupid wisdom.
Mhm.
And I like to quote Bruce Lee a lot. You have to become water, If you have to become, your mind has to be, not only your body, but your mind has to be flexible like water. When water is in a bottle, it becomes a bottle. When it's in a cup, it becomes a cup. But if your mind is rigid, solid, then it can shatter, it can break. That's why your soul has to be like water.
Uncle Jimmy. Words from Uncle Jimmy.
Yes, and it comes with an Asian accent too.
And the Asian accent is free.
100% authentic Asian accent.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know what's funny? When I first saw you, I was like, I thought, hey, is that an act? And then I talked to him outside. I'm like, oh, it's okay.
This is the real Uncle Jimmy.
The
This is-
real deal.
This is authentic, 100%.
That's what makes it.
Well, what's with your accent though? Why you don't sound Korean when you speak?
Not
know
at
what I'm
all. I was thinking about that too.
You don't have a Korean English accent. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You don't talk like this.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I think I picked up like different accents from because my exposure to English language was obviously in Canada, but a lot of it came from because me being a geeky little boy, I used to play a lot of video games, so I picked up a lot of like video game quotes. I don't know, like the voice lines from video games would play over and over in my head. So
Like your accent could be in a culmination of like Irish, Canadian, Scottish, like all these different things all put together.
And I would say I think the reason that I say all these like weird epic stuff, like wise stuff is because I used to play a lot of video games and video game characters, they say a lot of charming, cool things that don't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Is that what your inner monologue sounds like? Like an inspirational quote from a Zelda game?
Yeah, I would say video game has had a huge impact on the way I operate in my head, for sure. Like sometimes I would see myself as kind of a video game. It's something that I've been thinking for a long time. I think people should have a great ability, an accurate measure of themselves. Like when it comes to like capabilities, like how smart are you? Like really, I know you think you're smart, but how smart are you really? Like I should be able to tell myself, hey, I'm not like as smart as, but I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm not really good at that. Only when you can be honest with yourself instead of going, oh yeah, I can get anything done. Well, I could never become a singer. Come on. Like you need to be able to break yourself down into like a video game character almost. Like intelligence, strength, charm, like different things. And only when you do, it gives you more educated pathways that you can take in the future, I think.
What do you think that there's any chance that this is in fact a video game? Do you believe in simulation theory at all?
I haven't thought of it that far, but
shit.
I'm enjoying the hell out of this
All right,
simulation.
Keanu Reeves over here.
Red pill, blue pill.
Some of the like smartest scientists in the world think that it's like more likely that it's a simulation than something. I mean, that sounded like
if it's simulation,
something-
I'm staying in.
yeah. Okay, we don't have to go.
What level are you at then?
Well, I'm not where I need to be, but I think that that's part of the reason why whoever's controlling my avatar introduced me to you guys. to inspire me to level up.
Come on, get whoever's controlling your avatar needs to. Obviously, they're taking too much time off.
Damn,
They're-
Sam.
They're playing.
Wake them up.
They're playing the video game, but not Twitch streaming it. Like, not making enough money to buy new attributes for my character. I don't know.
You're talking about sci-fi. You had some shorts. Are they short stories or are they short films?
Short stories, I'd say. Like I don't imagine this to be like a visual like movie show yet.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just like have crazy imaginations. Like I write up like a court case of you know how gay marriage used to be like, you know, illegal everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now it is. There has to be a precedent of like the first court case where it became legal.
Mhm.
So what's the argument against me marrying an AI? It's a robot. Looks like a human being because it's in the future and thinks like a human being, personable, has emotions, and completely like impossible to distinguish when it comes to like, you know, when it comes to the intelligence. Maybe it can't reproduce, but
Yep.
hey, it can't reproduce. That being said, hey, gay marriage, it's legal. Why should it be illegal for me to marry this AI? So I imagine like different stories. You know,
That's cool.
Yeah. What would
That's some Black Mirror.
what would be the lawyer's argument to have it like, have that allow? You know, when somebody goes, I want to marry this robot, like it's my baby.
And the lawyer on the other side has to have like a deep Southern accent, like, you ain't marrying, you're ruining the fabric of our nation. Marrying a goddamn cyborg. Screw you, Deadly Jimmy, you're not in my church.
Hold on, my cousin's calling me. Hello, honey.
School,
good.
Yeah. That is that is absolutely like an episode of Black Mirror.
Right.
Like how many of those would you say
So
you
good.
have?
Oh, I have like at least dozens.
That's so cool.
Dozens.
More than one that you have multiple dozens.
Yeah, some of these
Wow.
are like just a few pages, but just fragments of thoughts that I would like write down, like not refined. I would have to like sit down and, have someone write it for me, or I have to like rewrite it in a way that's like,
Presentable.
presentable. But
So let's have a pizza parlor. Sam is the main investor. Your sci-fi is like playing on the TV screens, and Dave is the bouncer who puts a needle in your eye if you start some.
actually, that's a great visual. Like, a needle going through your eyeball. Maybe that's how you implant like
I always thought
a
about that.
visual enhancement.
Oh,
I've always thought
Mate,
about
well,
that.
we talked in the previous episode. We talked about having that chip where you could communicate directly with people.
Correct.
That's how it's implanted with a needle through the eyeball. There you go.
Yeah.
so maybe that is actually why you have that vision all the time.
Yeah.
You just see into the future.
Yeah, that's why.
It's not because I want to kill you. It's not because I want to kill you.
better. All right.
Deadly Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much.
If there's anything you would like to plug, now's the time to do it.
Deadly Jimmy on YouTube and Deadly Jimmy on Instagram for my shirtless selfies. Who doesn't want to see that?
Absolutely.
I can't find
And,
anybody.
What else? Oh, Deadly Uncle Jimmy on Twitch if you guys want to watch me live, eating food. I don't know why people will want to watch, but some people want to, so go ahead and watch.
Thank you so much, bro.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for joining
That
us.
was fun as hell.
That was great.
It's
Yeah.
the best day of my life. Thank you, Jimmy.
No, thank you. Thank
Now
you.
get the person that's controlling you to start streaming on Twitch. God damn it! What are they doing?
Tell
Jeez.
him to have you start thinking about your future.
Now, if you'd like to watch this podcast in its entirety, check us out on YouTube at The Dive Studios. You can also find us on Instagram at The Dive Studios. Don't forget, you can listen to this podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, where you can leave a review. We prefer the reviews that include 5 stars. Thank you very much for joining us once again, Deadly Jimmy. It was a pleasure. We had a blast.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
you.
See you guys. Thank
Annyeong.
you. Bye-bye.
Oh, did you like that? There's plenty more where that came from. Subscribe.
Smash that like button.
Turn on notifications so you don't miss any more content.